Everyone says I'm cruel because I won't cover the medical operation for my cheating ex-wife, even though I'm the sole person with the money to do it. My name is David, and right now, I'm the most despised person in my town. Check any nearby paper or look online, and you'll find my picture. They label me a merciless multimillionaire, a beast, and someone without conscience. They claim I'm allowing a woman to perish just to hold on to some cash, but they don't know the real story. They don't know the woman in that hospital isn't simply an EX. She is the designer of my ruin, and rescuing her would be the greatest offense to the person I had to destroy to become the man I am now. I'm 38. I run an investment company. I own a top-floor city apartment, a home in the Hamptons, and wealth I couldn't use up in 10 lifetimes. But a decade ago, I was searching for food in a trash bin behind a fast food place. I first saw Jessica in university. She was breathtaking, the type of person who brightened any space. I was a bookish engineering pupil. I was amazed she even noticed me. We quickly fell for each other. We married 2 years after finishing school. I launched a tech business from our garage. It was my everything. I would code for 18 hours daily. Jessica managed the money. She took care of the accounts and the backers. She said she had faith in me when nobody else did. I trusted her completely with my life, my secrets, my very being. We had a friend, Gavin. He was smooth, charismatic, and worked in promotion. He joined to help us market the program. For 3 years, we grew the company. It was finally succeeding. We were on the verge of finalizing an agreement with a huge tech corporation for $5 million. I felt invincible. I was organizing a surprise trip to Paris for Jessica to celebrate. On the day the deal was to be signed, I entered our office with a bottle of celebratory drink. The place was deserted. The desks were wiped clean. The computers had vanished. I phoned Jessica. It went straight to her message box. I called Gavin. Same thing. I rushed home. The house was hollow. Her belongings were gone. The furniture was gone. Even our dog, Buster, was missing. On the kitchen table, there was one envelope. Inside were papers to end our marriage and a legal order to keep away. I was confused. I tried to go to the bank. All my accounts were at zero. Every last cent. Then I saw the report a tech company named Nexus was bought by a giant firm for $5 million by its founders, Gavin Stone and Jessica Miller. Miller was her name before marriage. They didn't just abandon me. They took the company. They had faked my name on papers that moved my creation to a new company they formed in secret. They sold it because Jessica, as my wife handling the money, had arranged it to seem lawful. Because Gavin was the frontman, the buyers didn't question the quiet engineer in the background. I tried to challenge it, but I had no funds for attorneys. They had millions. Jessica told the court I was violent. She claimed I used drugs. She paid people to give false testimony. She portrayed me as a villain to destroy my credibility so no one would believe I created the program. The judge sided with her. I lost it all. I became without a home. I slept in my car until it was taken. Then I slept beneath an overpass. I remember one night clearly. It was Christmas Eve. I was shivering. I was starving. I passed an upscale restaurant in the city center. Through the glass, I spotted them. Jessica and Gavin. They were eating expensive meat and drinking costly wine. Jessica had on a diamond necklace. They were laughing. They were laughing at me. That night, the old David perished. The kind, trusting engineer died in the cold. A new David was created, a chilled, shrewd, and relentless David. It took me 5 years to crawl out of that pit. I did manual labor by day and wrote code at the public library by night. I developed a new, superior formula. This time, I had no partner. I had no wife. I did it by myself. I sold my next company for $50 million. Then I invested it. Then I multiplied it. I became one of the richest men in the region. And Jessica? Consequences take their time, but they always arrive. Gavin had a gambling habit, a severe one. He wasted their $5 million in 3 years. Then he began drinking. Then he began striking Jessica. They lost their home. They lost their vehicles. They were staying in a rented place, buried in debt. I knew all of this because I paid someone to watch them. I observed their collapse and I relished every moment. Then, half a year ago, I got the call. It was Jessica's mother, a woman who had called me a failure to my face during the divorce. David, she wept. It's Jessica. She's ill. Not my concern, I said, ready to disconnect. Please, she yelled. It's her heart. She has an unusual illness. She needs a transplant and a special operation. Her insurance won't pay for the expert doctor because it's not in their network and they call it experimental. It costs $200,000 now. Ask Gavin, I replied. Gavin left her, she cried. He took the last of their cash and disappeared with a server. Jessica is by herself. She's dying, David. You're the only one who can help. You have millions. Please. I hung up. I believed that was over. But Jessica went to the media. She began an online fundraiser. She posted clips on social media, weeping from her hospital bed. She told everyone her former husband, the wealthy David Thorne, was letting her die out of malice. She omitted the part where she stole my company. She omitted the part where she made me homeless. She just acted the innocent. He has so much money, she cried in a video seen by millions. He could write a check and not feel it, but he wants me gone. People protested outside my workplace. They threw food at my vehicle. My staff were bothered. I understood I couldn't look away. I had to finish it. I asked my aide to arrange a visit. I went to the hospital. Jessica looked awful. She was colorless, skinny, and connected to machines. When I entered, her eyes filled with expectation. David, she said softly, you came. I came to stop this spectacle, I stated, standing at the end of the bed. I didn't sit. I'm sorry, she said, tears falling. I'm so sorry for what occurred. I was young. I was foolish. Gavin controlled me. You faked my signature, Jessica, I said. You testified under oath that I hit you. You destroyed my good name. I know, she wept. And I'm suffering for it now. Look at me. I'm dying. Doesn't that balance things? Not nearly, I replied. David, please, she begged. I don't want to die. I'm frightened. Just pay for the operation. I'll sign anything. I'll tell everyone the truth. I'll restore your reputation. I looked at her. I saw the terror in her eyes. You'll tell the truth? I asked. Yes. I'll make a video right now. I'll admit to the theft. I'll admit to lying under oath. I'll tell all of them that you were the one wronged. I considered it. A public admission would be satisfying, but it wasn't sufficient. I have another offer, I said. Anything, she said. I know about the boy, I said. She went still. The heart machine beeped quicker. What boy, she stuttered. The one you had 3 years ago, I said. With Gavin. The one you placed into the system because a baby got in the way of your partying life. Her face lost all color. How do you know that? I know everything, I said. I know his name is Leo. I know he lives in a children's home 2 towns away. I know he has needs you disregarded. She turned away. We couldn't provide for him. Gavin didn't want him. You left your own son, I said with revulsion. And now you want me to save your life. I'll get him back, she vowed. If you save me, I'll get Leo back. I'll be a good mother. I promise. No, you won't, I said. You are unable to love anyone except yourself. I took a paper from my coat pocket. Here is the agreement, I said. This is a contract. It says I will pay for your operation completely. I will hire the top surgeon in the nation. You will live. She reached for the pen, her hands unsteady. Oh, thank you, David. Thank you. Wait. I moved the paper back. There are terms. What terms? Term 1, I continued. You signed a complete admission about stealing my company and lying under oath during our divorce. This goes to the authorities. You will be a guilty criminal. Okay, she said. I don't mind. I just want to live. Term 2, I went on. You permanently give up all parental rights to Leo. You end your connection as his mother now. You will never see him again. She paused for a brief moment. You want Leo? Why? Because he deserves an opportunity, I said. And because he is the only decent thing you ever made. Fine, she said. Take him. I can't look after him anyway. She didn't even argue for him. That proved all I had to know. Term 3, I said. And this is the key one. You agreed to be moved to the prison wing of the state hospital right after the operation to serve your sentence for the fraud. You are admitting to a crime that leads to prison. She whispered, you took $5 million, Jessica. You committed perjury. That's against the law. You don't get to leave freely. You get your life returned, but you live it in a cell. She looked at the contract. She looked at the machines keeping her alive. She had no option. I'll sign, she said. She signed the documents. I recorded her video admission on my phone. She confessed to everything, stealing the program, lying about the abuse, abandoning Leo. I took the papers. Thank you, David, she said, closing her eyes. When is the surgeon arriving? He isn't, I said. She opened her eyes. What? Read the contract again, Jessica, I said coldly. She looked at the page. Section 4, I read out. The payment for the medical treatment depends on the patient passing a drug test to be suitable for the transplant surgery. So, she asked. I'm in the hospital. I'm clean. Are you? I asked. The person I hired told me about the pain pills you've been buying from the worker on the night shift. You've been under the influence for 3 days. Her mouth fell open. How? How did you? I own this building, Jessica. I have eyes everywhere. That's just for the pain, she screamed. You broke the contract, I said, placing the admission and the custody papers in my bag. The deal about the money is off. But the confession, that's now public. And the custody papers, those are signed and legal. You deceived me, she screeched. The machines began beeping wildly. You beast. You're murdering me. No, I said, walking to the door. I'm just following the rules. Something you never did, David, she screamed. Please. I walked out. I went directly to the police station. I handed over the confession. They started a case against her immediately. Then I went to child services. With the signed papers and my resources, I got urgent custody of Leo. 2 days later, police came to the hospital. They arrested Jessica in her bed. She was moved to the secure wing of the county hospital. Here is the dark, gratifying reality. The state must give medical care to inmates. By having her arrested, I actually guaranteed she got the surgery. The state paid. It wasn't the fancy private surgeon she desired. It was a standard surgeon at the public facility. It wasn't a luxury room. It was a room with bars. She lived through the operation. But now she is serving a 10-year sentence for major theft and fraud. She has no money. She has no friends. Gavin is gone. And Leo? I adopted him. He is 5 now. He is the kindest child I've ever known. He loves building blocks and dogs. I bought him a golden retriever. We live in my house in the Hamptons. I look at him and I see a fresh start. He has her eyes, but he has my heart. The public still discusses me. Some believe I'm a champion for saving the boy. Some still believe I'm a villain for sending a sick woman to jail. I don't mind what they call me. Last week, I got a letter from Jessica in prison. David, I heard you adopted Leo. I hope you're happy. You took everything from me. I didn't reply. I took the letter and tossed it into the fire. I watched it burn. She was mistaken. I didn't take everything from her. I just reclaimed what was always mine. And regarding the money she wanted, I gave the $200,000 to the children's home where Leo lived. They built a new play area. Every time I see Leo playing on the swings, laughing, free from the poisonous woman who gave birth to him, I know I chose correctly. I am not a monster. I am a man who discovered that forgiveness costs a fortune. But setting things right yields lasting returns.